Hello, my dear students. Today we'll complete our lesson light reflection and light refraction. Okay. Last session we have talked about light and its properties like light reflection, light refraction, interference, light diffraction. Okay, and analysis of light. And the light is electromagnetic wave, and it can transfer in space with very high speed, equals 3 times 10 power positive 8 meter per second. Okay. Uh, Also from the last chapter, we know that the light is electromagnetic wave, which is or transverse wave, which consists of what? Hmm? It consists of crest and trough. Transverse wave is a type of wave which medium particles vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation, to the direction of propagation. Okay? طيب. آه، ان شاء الله كده النهارده هنكمل مع بعض السكند لايت بروبرتيز which is a light refraction. light ايه يا شباب؟ light refraction. Okay. طيب what does it mean light refraction? Light refraction means that the change of light direction. Change of what? Change of light direction. Okay. طيب when we put a metallic spoon inside the cup of water, or a pencil, or any object inside the cup of water in a transparent glass cube, okay, what will happen on the interference or the separating surface between water and air? We can see the pencil or the metallic spoon seems broken. Seems what? Seems broken. Okay يا شباب. طيب what is the reason of this phenomenon? What is the reason of this phenomenon? Okay, the pencil what شباب? Pencil seems broken from this interference or separating surface between the two medium, which is air and water. Okay, it is the light refraction. Light refraction means that the change of light direction between two different transparent medium. Okay, طيب why? Because the difference in something could optical density of the medium. Optical density of the medium. Optical density of air different from the optical density of water. What does it mean? Optical density. Optical density of the medium, it is the ability of medium to bend or to change the light direction when it enter inside air. Again, what does it mean? Optical density of the medium. Okay, it is the ability of medium to refract or to bend the light direction or light rays. Okay, now we need to know the reason of light refraction. It is the change of light direction. Condition. Huh? If it travel between two different transparent medium, between air and water, air and alcohol, water and glass, okay, and so on. Any two different transparent medium, what will happen? Light refraction. Light what شباب? Light refraction. Okay. طيب. What will happen when the light rays falls inside the glass cube? Light, some of light rays may be reflected and the other may be refracted. The other may be refracted. And some light rays will be absorbed. Will be what شباب? Will be absorbed. Okay? طيب. But we study the phenomenon of light refraction. So we will study the light refraction, this incident light ray and this reflected light ray. Okay, refracted light ray, refraction between two different transparent medium. Okay, from air to glass. Type. Look at this rare medium and denser medium. What will happen when the light rays comes from air and enter the glass? Okay, look at this angle. This code phi, and this angle code theta. Phi, it is the angle of incidence in the first medium, and theta is the angle of refraction in the second medium. Okay, angle of what شباب? Angle of refraction in the second medium. Okay, طيب. For example, if this angle equal 70, what about this angle? It decrease or increase or equal to the 60? If this angle equals 60 degree, angle of incidence, for example, the value of this angle, it will be smaller than 60. smaller than ايه يا شباب؟ smaller than 60. Why? Because the light rays comes from the real medium from air, which has higher speed, to the denser medium, which has lower speed. Why? Because the glass has higher optical density than air. The glass has higher optical density than air. عايزين يا شباب عشان مش نتلخبط تاني. بص يا شباب، احنا دلوقتي بنتكلم عن حاجه اسمها لايت ريفراكشن، تمام؟ دي فينومنا زي اللايت ريفليكشن احنا درسناها الاسبوع اللي فات، تمام كده؟ الكونديشنز اللي هي needed to make light refraction change of light direction or speed of light change from one medium to another. Okay? طيب we have new physical quantity called what شباب؟ optical density. What does it mean optical density of medium? It is the ability of medium to refract or to bend or to change the light direction inside it. Okay? When the light rays comes from water to air or from air to water, from air to alcohol, from glass to oil, okay? It will be refracted. It will be يا شباب refracted. ليه؟ Because the optical density of the two medium are different from each other. Okay? طيب. Light refraction, it is a phenomenon which change of light direction between two different transparent medium. What's meant by angle of refraction? It is the angle between the refracted light ray and the normal to the separating surface. Okay? Between the two medium. Again, the angle between the refracted light ray and the normal line of the interference between the two medium at the point of incidence. At the شباب point of incidence. Okay? طيب. Why it happens? ليه بقى؟ The refraction of light occurs due to the different speed of light in the two media as they are different in their optical density. Okay? طيب. First law of light refraction. First is the incident light ray. Okay, شباب. Okay, شباب. Now light refraction has two light refraction يا شباب has two laws. Okay, first law, the ratio between the sine angle of incidence to the sine angle of refraction equals the ratio between the speed of the first medium to the speed of the second medium. Okay, طيب. Where n represented the transfer of medium of light rays from the medium first medium to ايه يا شباب to the second medium to ايه يا شباب to the second medium. Okay, طيب. This could the relative refractive index. Relative ايه يا شباب؟ refractive index between the two medium which is represented by ايه يا شباب؟ by n. Okay, طيب. What will happen here بقى؟ The ratio between sine phi to sine theta equal A, the absolute refractive index, which it is transfer of from medium 1 to the medium 2. Okay, for example مثلا transfer from air to water مثلا transfer from air to water. Okay شباب؟ What will happen when the light rays transfer from air to water? This incident light ray and this is the normal line. Okay, and this is what شباب? And this the refracted light ray. Okay, this is the first angle code phi 1 and the second angle could be theta, is angle of refraction. So the ratio between sine phi over sine theta equal is the absolute refractive index between the two medium from the first medium to the second medium from air to water. What will happen when the light rays travels from water to air? From water to air, it will equal the reciprocal of this equation. Okay, n from 2 to 1 equal 1 divided the absolute refractive index from the first to the second one. Okay? If it transfer from air to water, this is obeyed. And while when it transfer from water to air, يبقى it will equal the reciprocal of this answer equal n from 2 to 1. Okay? We can know that the light rays travels from air to water or from air to glass from less optical density to higher optical density. The light rays will refracted and the angle will decreases. The angle will decreases. Why? Because the speed of light in air faster than any another medium. Okay, so when the speed decreases, the angle also will decreases. Why? Because the optical density of the glass more than the optical density of air. Okay, شباب. Okay. Second type, away from the normal on the interface. Okay, phi less than ايه يا شباب؟ less than theta. Okay, from glass to A, from glass to A. Okay, طيب. Factors affecting the relative refractive index, low N, from first medium to the second medium. It depends on the two type of material, two type of medium, which is glass, water, air, alcohol, oil, تمام, glycerin, and the wavelength of the incident light ray, and it depends on the source of light. Okay, each color has its own wavelength. The red color has different wavelengths from from the second. Okay, each color the red color has the longest wavelength. The violet color has the smallest wavelength and the higher frequency, and they should have the higher frequency. Now we have an example. Okay, the four following figure represent four rays, which has wavelengths traveling from medium A to other four different medium, X, Y, Z, K, at each in a time. In which of this medium X or Y or Z or K the light rays will have the longest wavelengths? Longest wavelengths means what, شباب? The higher speed. Okay? Longest wavelengths, higher speed, and the greatest angle. Higher speed and the شباب the greatest angle. Why? Because sine theta is the angle of refraction, and this phi is the angle of incidence. The longest wavelength means what? V2, V1. Longest wavelength means the greatest, يا شباب the greatest angle and the greatest speed. So the speed will increase. Okay? So we need theta angle of refraction greater than the angle of incidence. Why? Because when the wavelength is the greatest, the velocity is the greatest, and the angle will be greatest. So we need a number of angle greater than 60, greater than 60 شباب. Or comparing to the other, comparing to the other medium, which is A, which is the greatest angle? 45 in medium X, 44 in medium Y, 43 in medium Z, 42 in medium K. Which one of these four medium has the greatest angle? وهنا الصورة يا شباب. هو need the greatest angle not from medium A, from the four medium, from ايه يا شباب؟ from the four medium. And we will compare angle of the four medium, not the first medium A. Comparing here between the four medium X and Y and Z and K, not A. Okay? طيب. We need the greatest angle of refraction. It will be A شباب 45. It will be 45 is the true answer. The absolute refractive index is the ratio between the speed of light in air to the speed of light in the medium, and it is also greater than 1. ليه؟ Why this ratio is greater than 1 ليه؟ Because the speed of light in air is greater than any another medium. For the absolute refractive index of air will also equal 1. It is the ratio between the speed of light 3 times 10 power positive 8 over the 3 times 10 power positive 8 equal 1. So the absolute refractive index for air equal يا شباب equal 1. Why? Because it is the ratio هو unitless أو dimensionless شباب. It is the ratio between two physical quantities. C over C. C means that the speed of light in air. Speed of light in air. Okay? Right. But for any other medium, speed of light will decreases. Speed of light will decrease. Let's to make comparison. Also, it can be represented by the ratio between the wavelengths. Why? Because the wavelength is direct relation with the speed of medium. Okay, wavelength has direct relation with the speed of medium from this relation. From this relation, V1 over V2 equal wavelength 1 over wavelength 2. So the greatest speed, the greatest wavelength of light. Okay? طيب. What will happen if we get the slope? The slope will be more than 1. More than 1 for two different medium. The absolute refractive index of any medium is always greater than 1 because the speed of light in space or air in the universal constant equals 3 times 10 power positive 8 and it is greater than any another medium. يعني دي أسرع medium اللايت بيمشي أو بيتحرك فيه يا شباب اللي هو السبيس أو الاير. تمام كده؟ طيب the absolute refractive index has no measuring unit. Why? Because it is a ratio between two identical physical quantities. And the speed of light has inverse relation with the absolute refractive index of the medium. Okay? Last slide, we talked about the transfer of light from one medium to another, from what? From air to glass. Which one has the greatest speed? VA or V1? V1 greater than V2. طيب wavelength 1 wavelength 1 اللي هو in air greater than wavelength 2. Okay. phi 1 greater than theta 2 أو theta. And all of these are direct relation with each other, but the absolute refractive index of the medium كان ليه رأي تاني يا شباب هيكون inverse proportional. inverse proportional. اوكي يا شباب. again V the speed has direct relation with the wavelengths and direct relation with with the incident angle. Okay? طيب. But the absolute refractive index has inverse relation with all of them. Okay? So the slope of this relation will equal sine phi over sine theta equal V1 over V2. Okay? And equal N2 over N1. Okay, شباب? It has an inverse relation. Okay? The slope of this relation equal the absolute refractive index of the medium if the other medium is air. If the other medium يا شباب is air. Okay? طيب. What are the factors affecting the absolute refractive index for the medium? Firstly, the type of medium. As the optical density of medium increases, the absolute refractive index increases and the speed will decreases. When the speed decreases, the wavelength also will decrease. So they have an inverse relation. Inverse يا شباب. Inverse relation. The wavelength of the incident light ray. The refractive index of the medium decreases as the wavelength increases. So the red light has the lowest deviation. Okay. طيب. The violet has the greatest deviation. Again. The wavelength of the incident light ray. The refractive index of the medium decreases, lower n, as the wavelength of the light increases. And the opposite graph represents the relation between the absolute refractive index n and of one type of glass and the incident light ray. Okay, so as the wavelength increases, the absolute refractive index will decrease for the same medium according to the incident light. Last lesson we have talked about the visible spectrum, or the visible light consists of 7 spectrum colors. red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. اوكي يا شباب. طيب. Each color has its own wavelength. Each color has its own wavelength. اوكي يا شباب. We will next lesson ان شاء الله هنتكلم على حاجه اسمها light analysis and light او something could total internal reflection. Total internal reflection by using a glass prism. by using يا شباب a glass prism. Using the relation between the relative refractive index and the speed. Okay, firstly, the first medium, the absolute refractive index equals the ratio between the speed of light in air to the speed of light in the medium. Okay, so V equals C over N, V1 over V2 equal N2 over N1, because they have an inverse relation. If the light transfer from the first medium to the second medium, so the ratio between V1 over V2 equal wavelength 1 over wavelength يا شباب over wavelength 2 equal N2 over N1. Why, Mr.? Because the velocity of light or the wavelength has an inverse relation with the optical density or the absolute refractive index of the medium. Wavelength 1 over 2 equal 2 over 1. يا شباب, from this graph. The relative refractive index of the first medium to the second medium from 1 to 2 equal the absolute refractive index of the second medium over that of the first medium, that of the first medium. And when it transfer vice versa from the second medium to the first medium, it will equal equal N1 over N2, or the reciprocal of the first relation. طيب. This refractive index between the two medium, from medium 1 to medium 2, and we have two cases here. When it transferred from less optical density to higher optical density, the angle of refraction will decrease. So the speed will decrease, so the refractive index will increase. Okay, right. When it comes from the higher optical density to the less optical density, for example, from glass to from glass to air, from glass to air. Okay. Like this. N from first medium to second medium equal N2 over N1 sin phi over sin theta V1 over V2 wavelength 1 over wavelength 2, or N2 over N1. It may be less than or greater than 1. If the second medium is air, this relation its magnitude always greater than 1, greater than greater than 1. Okay, the factors which it depends the wavelength of the incident light ray and the types of the two medium. When the second medium is air, the wavelength of the incident light and the type of medium. And ده يا شباب the type of ايه of medium. Okay. طيب. Measuring unit. None of them has measuring unit because both of them are ratios between two physical quantities of the same type. Hmm. We don't have any measuring unit for the sine y and sine of theta. Speed over speed, meter per second over meter per second, meter over meter. So it has a no unit or dimensionless. Snell's law. Hmm. It is the same law. Like this. Okay. Snell's law states what? The ratio between the speed of light on the two medium equals the ratio between the incident light ray, the incident angle to the sine of the refracted angle equal the ratio between the absolute refractive index of the second medium to the first medium n2 over a n1 and so on. Okay, this is a relation. Sine phi over sine theta equal n2 over n1. What will happen when the light rays falls perpendicular to the separating surface between two different medium? It will travel or it will pass without any refraction. It will pass without any refraction. Why? Because the angle of incidence equal, the angle of refraction equal equal 0. Okay? The rate refractive index from the first medium to second medium can be calculated from this relation. From this relation, okay? Or from the absolute effective index, the reciprocal n2 over n1. Both of them has the same meaning. Okay, شباب. By knowing the angles, sine phi over sine theta, wavelength, wavelength 1 over wavelength 2, v1 over v2. Okay. When the light rays travel successfully between three different transparent medium, okay, between three different transparent medium, different in their optical density. Okay, so the absolute effective index of each one differ from the other, differ يا شباب from the other. Okay, طيب. When the light ray travels from first medium X to medium Y, it will be refracted. Will be يا شباب refracted. Okay, so the refractive index of Y greater than the refractive index of X, Y, understand? Because the phi2 is smaller than phi1, and V2 smaller than V1, and wavelength 2 smaller than wavelength 1. Okay? Depends on the absolute refractive index of X and Y and Z and the phi1. And it does depend on the refractive index of NY. Why? Because it is in the middle. It is يا شباب in the middle. Again, when we have three different transparent medium, this medium is independent. It doesn't depend on the refractive index between them. Okay, so you can make the relation between the medium X and the medium medium Z, medium X and the medium Z, the sine phi 1 and sine phi 3. Okay. Sine phi 3 equal sine phi 1 over sine phi 3 equal n z over nx. Okay. So if we have three different medium, we can deal with two medium only. Okay. Why? This medium y will be cancelled from the relation between nx and ny and ny of nz. Okay. So it depends on the first medium and the third medium, not in the medium in the middle. Okay. Holds true for more than three different medium. If we have four type of transparent medium, will depends on the or deal with the first and the last one, not in the middle one. Okay. So يا شباب, if we have five different medium, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 medium. We will deal the first and the fifth one. What about this? They will be independent. Okay, so we can make a relation between what, شباب? Between sine phi 1 over sine ايه يا شباب؟ sine theta 5 equal n 5 over ايه يا شباب؟ over n 1. Okay, all the medium in the middle are a cancel each other. يا شباب طيب we'll complete this lesson next session إن شاء الله. Thank you for listening. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.